guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do this video. I have my coffee right here per usual. To be honest though, I'm not even gonna try and pretend like this coffee hasn't been sitting out on my bathroom counter while I was getting dressed for the day for like the past hour. It's not fresh coffee, it's kind of cold, but I'm still gonna drink it. I have a different video for you guys today. I have heard for so long now that there are those of you that are subscribed to my channel that have said you would literally watch me watch paint dry, which is so weird. My favorite one was somebody said that you would watch me read the ingredient lists on the back of food items, which is pretty dope. I think that's kind of cool that people would watch me do that. You know, that means that you like my videos regardless of what the content is. There's bird poop on my window. There's bird poop. Ugh, demonetized. I wanted to sit here today with the lovely construction that's going on behind the camera, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how I've become happier, because there are a lot of things that have like physical things that have made me happy that I want to show you guys, and then there are some not physical things that have really transformed my way of thinking lately. And obviously, let me put this little disclaimer here. Shit isn't perfect. I don't think you guys need me to tell you that. There's bad days. I've had a day this week specifically where I was hella hangover. I had too many margaritas, which that's another thing I've been loving lately. I had one too many margaritas, so I was not feeling too great when I woke up, so that wasn't a great day. So don't let this video fool you that everything is perfect in life and that there's never any issues. There's definitely been some things this year that's brought me down. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later after I show you guys the physical things that have been making me happy, because I want to talk about how I've been kind of reframing my way of thinking and how it's kind of been putting me in a more positive and happier place in my life. And you know, I know that a lot of you guys like have been watching me when I was going through all that I was, you know, the past few years, and I know that you guys would probably want to hear these things and like what I've been doing and what's been working for me. So the first half of this video is gonna kind of be like a here are these things I've been loving. And then the second half of the video is gonna be like, here's how I've been kind of transforming my life, which is still in progress, but we'll talk about that after. Wow, holy long intro. I've been talking for 4 minutes. But before I do that, if you guys are not subscribed to my second channel, what are you doing? I've been working on my second channel called Game, all one word. It's gonna be linked down below. This is gonna be my new gaming channel. This is basically gonna be the channel I'm uploading like all the time on. I'm gonna be eventually putting all my games over there, and then this one will go back to kind of like this type of thing. I did a video talking about this. It's titled An Announcement. I'll also have that link down below if you guys are curious, where I just kind of like share with you guys like the state of this channel, what's gonna become of it, and what's gonna become of my second channel that I'm so excited about. Like literally, I don't want to say I'm manifesting good things for it, because honestly, no shade to anybody that manifests, but I feel like you have to do physical work to make things happen. Like you can't just sit there and, ooh, I want great things in my life, that I'm gonna have everything I've ever wanted in my life. I am getting all the things that I want, while you're like sitting on your asshole eating like Doritos and not putting in effort. But I have so many goals for that channel, and I think it's gonna be really good. I really believe in it, and yeah, I want you guys to be a part of it. And I'm also on my way to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, so if you guys want to help me get monetized over there, get down there. All right, let's shut the fuck up. This video is gonna be so long because I have a lot of things I want to show you guys that I've been loving, some new, some old, and then we're gonna chat after, so let's get into it. The first part of this video reminds me of when people would do monthly favorites videos. Oh my god, Throwback Thursday. The first thing that I want to talk about that I've been really loving a lot lately, which I've always loved, but I've been doing it a lot more in recent times than I've done in a while, especially because of COVID and everything. Let me actually take this off. I don't want to wear that on my wrist anymore. So I've been doing some antiquing a lot lately. I've always loved antiques. I've always loved vintage items, and I feel like there's so much history with them. You know, you can go to Target, which I love. This fake plant is from Target. You can get brand new items Or you can go to an antique shop, preferably one that has good prices, or flea markets, those are great too. And you can find something that somebody else used to love, and maybe it's gone through a lot of different hands and lived in a lot of different homes, and a lot of people have loved it. Maybe it's been resold multiple times, you never know. And I love that because I feel like I can feel the weight of where these pieces have been, and they're just so much more special. So something I've been doing a lot lately is antiquing or going to flea markets, and it's been really fulfilling for me. I get really excited when I find something. So I showed this on my Instagram, and there's gonna be reflections, so this is probably gonna be like a horrible way to show this, but I will insert photos as well. Look at me in the okay, that's ugly. I found this in an antique shop in Branson. I think it was like $25 or something like that. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so pretty. So this is a vintage vanity table mirror, I believe is what they call this. And like, if you look at the back, like it is old. It's gone through some shit, let me tell you, but I thought that the intricate designs on it were just so beautiful. And I don't really know how old this is. Maybe it isn't even technically like that old, but I love this so much. I've been using this on my coffee table right here, and I think it looks so incredibly beautiful. I was super excited to find this, and it's super heavy too, but I just thought this was so pretty. I love things like this. I want my whole house to have like gold accents and like ornate designs and stuff. My whole apartment, I really want everything to kind of be transformed in that way. This isn't new, but I wanted to show this in case some of you guys liked it and wanted it. The mirror kind of needs cleaned. This one is actually plastic. I was actually watching an Amazon haul video, and someone got this, and I really liked it. It was like $10 or $20 or something like that, but I was actually using this as a table mirror for a while that I replaced with this new one that I found, this new actual vintage one. So now this one is gonna go back on the wall, but I haven't put it there yet, but I wanted to show it to you guys because I thought it was really pretty. Even though it's plastic, it has that like vintage look to it, so I really liked it. You can still find this on Amazon, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a silver one if you guys prefer silver, but I've been loving the gold accents, and the little details are so pretty. And I've had this for a while too, but this is also on Amazon. This is like a little statue of a David head, and I've been using this on my table as well. I've been really loving things like this lately. Like, I really want one that has like titties. I'm just like being transparent here. I really want like one with boobies on it, like a sexy statue lady with boobies. But I don't want to spend an arm and a leg on it, or a tit and a tit on it, you know what I mean? I really love stuff like this lately. I want things like this everywhere. I love this. It's so cute. Got it on Amazon, and it's a little bitty, and it works perfect for your coffee table. You can put it on and it looks really cute. I found this vase, not the flowers, already had these, but I found this little vase in a massive flea market. I want to tell you guys this little story because I was blown away. Actually, a subscriber, or someone that used to be subscribed, I don't know if she still is, saw me at this flea market and didn't say anything, but she ended up tweeting me on Twitter that she thought it was me, and she actually recognized me by my voice, which I thought was really funny. But anyways, there is this flea market in Rogers, I believe is the address for it, or Bentonville. I don't know, somewhere around in there. Rogers or Bentonville, Arkansas. It is huge. I hadn't been here before, didn't look at photos of it or anything. We just drove past a couple times, and I was like, I want to go to that flea market. When we pulled up, the parking lot was full of cars, and I was like, wow, there are a lot of people here. Must be a cool place to go. But when we walked in, there was nobody in there. Like, it was completely empty. It was this big open room. I couldn't see anybody at a register. There was like no one there. And I was like, what in the world? We were both kind of confused. I was like, this is a little eerie. This is a little unsettling. So we proceed to walk in, and once we got past the big open room area, we looked this way, and it was these long hallways just with rows of doors. And this was like a really old building, like an old one-story building that was just super long, and I think it was like L-shaped if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe like U-shaped. Anyways, doesn't matter. So we look, and I'm like, oh my God, like this place is huge. So we start walking down, and we get to the first door, and it looks like it had previously been something else, and like they turned rooms. What I thought at first, I was like, did this used to be like an apartment or something? But it just had like normal looking rooms in it that were booths. And if you've ever been to a flea market or an antique store, you know they have them separated by those little like walls, and like a lot of them are like makeshift walls with like little holes and stuff in it. This one was like actual rooms with like doors, super old building, smelled gross in there. No shade, no tea. It just smelled like an old building with a bunch of old stuff in it. And it was kind of eerie because there wasn't anybody over in the area that we had walked in at. So we start going in all these different rooms, booth things, and gradually start seeing more people. Well, we get to the end of this really long walkway area and I look to the left, there's another long hallway, just rows and rows of doors. We literally could have gotten lost in this place. We kept turning corners and there was more hallways and more doors. We ended up finding where everybody was. This place was so massive that they were on the complete opposite end of the building, and it was amazing. They actually had like 2 registers because this place was so big. They had one at one entrance and one at another. It was literally the most massive flea market I've ever been in. Now, unfortunately, it was really hard to find things that I actually wanted in there. Like Mark found like a Star Wars book for like $6 that he was really excited about. And we spent at least an hour and a half in there. And the one thing that I got was this, that was only $2. And I almost didn't get it because I was like, oh, it's like dirty. But the thing about this little vase that I love so much, and also this isn't one of the last booths that we went to, by the way. So I went through this whole thing, didn't find anything I was gonna get. But I really wish I would have got this chair that was from the 1800s. That was only $75. I'm still regretting that. But this is one of the last booths. It was $2 and I almost didn't get it because I was like, it was dirty. But the thing that like made me look at it and want it was the rust on it. I thought that the way that it had rusted, like it made the little angels on it, or the little cherubs, it made them kind of like stand out more. And I just thought like the rust made it look even more beautiful. And it was only $2. And I was like, you know what? I don't know where I'm gonna put that, but I need to get it because it's super cute. And I just feel like this is one of those pieces like that maybe other people would be like, oh my God, that's old and dirty, and why would you want that? But to me, I'm like, you're never gonna find anything else that looks like this. And I also feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could picture this being made today and then making it like glass with this brown look on it, but it not be real, and find it in like Home Goods or something for like $15. Like I feel like that's something that would happen, but I loved how old this looked. I just thought that was so cool. That was a really, really long story to tell you guys about this vase that I got, but I love that so much. And honestly, like going through that massive flea market and spending an hour and a half in there and only finding one thing for $2 was so worth it, because that's one of the things that's been making me so happy lately is going into antique stores. I mean, sometimes you go in some and they're like way expensive. Like I like the ones where they don't know the specialness of the items that they have, because sometimes you'll go in them and it's like, they know that this item is worth a lot, so they like price things like really high. So I really like the things that are, you know, they don't know what they got. What was I saying? Going antiquing has been making me really happy. Getting out a little bit more has been making me really happy, because we've all been cooped up for a really long time, and I don't know, it was really fun. Found some cool pieces and I was really excited about it. So to stay in the antique theme, let me show you guys these 2 other things that I got. So if you know me, you know that I have recently gone very public about my obsession. I've recently gone public about my potentially unhealthy, why am I so obsessed obsession with the Titanic. I've been obsessed with it since the 90s. I'm not trying to one-up anybody on like their level of love for the Titanic. I don't feel that way. I love when I find new people that love it as much as I do. I've done like a lot of TikToks about it. Like I've done some videos about it. I've shown some little artifacts, relics, I guess you would call them, that I have with the Titanic. I just recently started showing it a little bit more, and so I wanted to show you guys some of the Titanic things that I have, which I have a lot here. So if you don't like the Titanic, you're gonna be like, can you please stop talking about this? So this was crazy because we went to Branson specifically because I really wanted to go back to the Titanic Museum. I heard they had some new pieces there, and I read online that the violin that was Wallace Hartley's violin, the musician that played the violin on the Titanic when it was sinking, I heard that the Titanic Museum in Branson had that violin, and I really wanted to go there and see it. We get there, it's not there. So I don't know if it was misinformation on the internet or if it was only there temporarily, but I was a little disappointed it wasn't there. But I wanted to go back and I wanted to see it again because, I don't know, I love the Titanic and I just wanted to see the artifacts again. So I went with Mark and some friends. I just took these little quick little snippets of the grand staircase. Not good photos at all, but I took these while we were in there, and it was really amazing seeing like the artifacts that were there and just the pieces that they had collected from the wreck, and like the life jackets and pieces of lifeboats. There was a purse that had like beading on it. It was actually, I don't remember the name of the woman that owned the purse, but she was a second class, I believe, second or third class, maybe it was third class. I think she was third class passenger that actually survived, and she had this little beaded purse on her when she got in the lifeboats, and so they had that in there, which is really cool. I just stared at it for so long. Everybody looks really quickly, and I just wanted to stand much longer than I could because everybody was waiting to look at the same things. But I stared at this one a little bit longer and was just looking at it and thinking about how like what that purse has seen. Like, it's just so mind-blowing to me. So anyways, we went to the Titanic Museum. I'm gonna show you guys a couple things I got there. But the next day, I didn't get to do as much antiquing as I wanted to there. I wanted to like go to so many more of them. But ironically, we went into one that did not look like it was gonna be one that would have anything special. But thank God for my fiance, who loves looking at books and always goes to the book section, because he was digging through these old books that I wouldn't have looked at because it was like, you know, self-help books. It wasn't like the older vintage books that I like to look at. So he was looking over there, and at the bottom shelf, he found this whole shelf. There was nothing but Titanic books. Like the whole thing was full of Titanic books, and so I started digging through it. The first one I found is this one. It's Titanic by Archibald Gracie. This is about a man that was one of the last Titanic survivors to get off the boat. He was actually on it when it sank. He was on the collapsible boat. If you guys have heard about that, the one that was turned upside down, he was on that boat. His stories are amazing because he wrote this, I believe this was published in 1913. So he actually wrote this with all of this super fresh on his mind. So there are some stories in there of his encounters with people. There are some things I didn't know. Now, the last half of the book is a lot of who was on what lifeboat, but the first half of the book was just so interesting to me. I had to set this book down because there was this one part in the book where he was talking about when they were on the collapsed boat in the water, that they had too many people on there, that if any more had gotten on, it would have, you know, water would have swamped it because it was turned upside down, you know, so the weight would have just kept pushing it down. And I guess there was like an air bubble underneath it that was kind of keeping it steady. Titanic had sunk, and there was this man that had swam up to the boat, and he basically asked them if they would let him on, and they told him no, that if anybody else got on the boat, that it would kill all of them. And instead of the man like trying to swamp it or getting mad, he just basically was like, God bless you guys, I wish you guys luck, and swam off, and he was never seen again. And stories like that, this is about things that make you happy, and this is actually a really sad story, but stories like that, like, you know, when you watch the movie Titanic, you always picture that everybody at the end was like fin for themselves type mentality, which yes, it's theatric, so it's gonna be a little bit more, dramatized, which I love. James Cameron in the Titanic movie is my favorite movie ever, so no shade to that, but it's gonna be a little bit more dramatized for, you know, Hollywood movies and stuff. But I always pictured it like that. I never like realized that, like the way he describes it is that it wasn't as, people weren't disrespectful, and people were very helpful, and the men that were still on Titanic were understanding of like what was gonna happen and didn't want to get on the boats. They wanted the women and children to go first, and they weren't being selfish, and that everybody just kind of like helped each other, and up until the very end. And I just always pictured that people would be like shoving each other and like trying to swamp boats and stuff, but it wasn't like that, and it makes it even more sad. Now, this is from the perspective of a first class man, so, you know, I don't know, like this is from his perspective, so things might have felt differently for someone who was third class. Maybe they weren't treated as well. I don't know. So I don't know. I just thought that this book was really interesting, especially the first half. So if you guys want to read it, I definitely recommend it. I got it for $7, and I think it was definitely worth it. I'm gonna be loaning this to my sister because she wants to read it. But it's so good. I want to read more survivor stories from people that survived the Titanic, because I feel like I learned some stuff from this that I didn't know. I've actually been wanting to do some TikToks about it, but I just haven't. I've been so like busy with my channel that I haven't had the, I mean, I'm sure I could make time, but it's like when I have time, I want to be selfish with it, if that makes sense, and just kind of like hang out by myself. So that was one book that I found. This is another book that I found. This is one of the coolest finds for several reasons. So this is Ocean Liners of the Past, the White Star Liners, Olympic, and Titanic. Now this is, let me get the dates correct on it, originally published in 1911. So this was originally published before, I don't even think Titanic was completed at the time that this was published, because I think it was in the summer, if I'm not mistaken. This was originally published in 1911, not this specific book. This print was published in 1970 and reprinted in 1976. And it was originally published as Shipbuilders, or The Shipbuilders. And this actually talks about like the Olympic and the Titanic and the building of it. And it's so interesting because everything that's in here is like written in like it's written to sell it to you, to make you want to get on this ship, to make you want to see it. And it's really amazing because you can hear how they really talked everything up about it. And it's full of pictures from Olympic, and there's only a couple in here that are while the Titanic is being built, while it's being built next to Olympic. But most of the photos in here are from the Olympic, which Titanic basically looked exactly like the Olympic on the inside. Like maybe there were like minor differences, I'm not sure, but it was basically like the same thing. And there's like pull-out photos, there's like pull-out photos like this. Peeking over the top. This is the first class dining saloon of the White Star Liner Olympic. And most of these photos are, like I said, from Olympic. Actually, I think all the ones from the inside are, but then there's really cool pull-outs like this in here. And this one is actually the White Star Triple Screw This is the White Star Triple Screw Steamers Olympic and Titanic. So you can see like the whole, like basically blueprint of Titanic and Olympic, and there's a bunch of other prints in here too, and pullouts, and just full of photos, and the way they were talking about it, and like the descriptions of the colors of things. This is the coolest book for me. I love this so much. This is what the back looks like, and I'll show you guys what it looks like under the slip for those of you that are book lovers. So it's just this really pretty olive green, and it's just got, you know, very minimal bookend design. So what was really cool about this is actually funny. They had another Titanic book that was, oh crap, it was from the movie, and it had like a bunch of photos and stuff from the movie, and it was like $25 or $30 or something like that. And I was like, well, I would have bought it, but not for that much. This was $5, okay? And I was immediately drawn to this one. So I decided while we were still in there to look up this book and the other one that was the Titanic movie book with like photos and stuff from when they were filming the Titanic movie. The one from them filming the Titanic movie, they were charging so much more than what you could get it for online. Like you could literally get it for like 10, 15 bucks online, maybe even cheaper. It was super cheap. This one was on Rare Book Finder or rarebookfind.com or something for like $127. I was like, are you joking? So I grabbed it up instantly, and I was like, I hope nobody takes this out of my hands. Oh my God, this is such a cool find. And so anyways, when I got home, I ended up looking up this book and seeing that like there was some other people selling it for like $60 on eBay. So you can find it for a little bit cheaper than 120 something dollars, but this is apparently a rare book find, and it's worth way more than $5. And I hit the jackpot with this. I was so excited over this book, and I have read through it. I love it so much. So it's in really, really good condition. There is a minor, I mean the most minor little stain thing on the bookend, but I was so excited about that, you guys. Oh my God. I just had to share that with you guys because when I tell you that made me so happy, I didn't want to stop talking about it. And what were the odds that we went into this like flea market and that they had like a whole row of Titanic books? Like I wish I would have got more. Kind of regretting that because Branson's like 3 hours away. So anyways, let me move to the Titanic replicas that I got from the Branson, Missouri Titanic Museum. Now these are replicas. They are not authentic Titanic pieces, but they're really fun and I was really excited to get them. This is a replica of the New York American newspaper. And this is actually super cool because it's huge. Like, can you guys see this next to me? Look how tiny my head is next to that. But it's a full replica of this newspaper. Let me try and open it up. This is so hard to do. It's freaking massive. Can you guys, like, look. It has everything in here, like even the advertisements and everything in here that wasn't Titanic related. Let me open this up and show you guys this page. Can you guys see that? I don't know how much of this you can see, but I mean, it's like the full reprint, not reprint, but replica of like the newspaper. So I was able to read all the things that were written in this paper at that time. Obviously, it would be much cooler to own the original or an original. Those are expensive, really expensive. I've looked at them like being sold online and they're a lot of money. I would love to have something like that. This is still really cool, so I thought I would show this. I was super excited about that. And then another thing that I got there, so if you guys like have been following my Midnight Trove shop or you've seen the junk journals that I made, you know I love ephemera, which is basically like, it's just little pieces of things. Great description, really selling it to you guys. But they had a whole Titanic ephemera pack that I just dumped all over the floor. That's just full of like photos, like things like this. Like this looks like a little postcard, and on the back it looks like this. It's just like little replicas of things. I'm obviously not gonna show all of them to you because there's a lot, but just like things like this. It's got like tons of photos. And I thought this was really cute. It is just like a little booklet. And like it actually has like this like old vibe to it, like with the little stains and like the bending of the paper. Like it looks like it was like folded down the center. But yeah, it's just like little ephemera packs, like the captain, a little like menu replica. Anyways, I'm not gonna like show you guys everything because I'm sure none of you care about this as much as me. But for reference to size, this is a big stack of little Titanic ephemera papers that I was super excited to find. Like I loved the little gift shop at the Titanic Museum because I felt like I was just like surrounded with, I felt like I was in a Titanic grocery store. So I really liked it. So the last thing that I got there and the last Titanic related thing that I am going to talk about, I promise. I got this little first class, I don't know if this was for tea or coffee or espresso or what this would have been used for, but it's a little first class cup replica. It's super itty bitty, it's so cute. It says the White Star Line on it. Oh my God, I just dropped it. If I broke that on camera, I would have full on cried. But it is a little plate, and this is the first class. Now, this is not an exact replica. Like if you are into, it's upside down, but if you are into Titanic, you'll be able to see some differences in this and what the real ones look like. Like for instance, this little like design up here that kind of goes like this, it's different on the originals, and even the cups are different because I think that the handle, if I'm not mistaken, is on the back, and the little designs on the edges, they are a little bit different. But I mean, it's a replica, it's not gonna be like the exact thing. But I was super excited to get this. I think it was like $25 or something like that, but I just really wanted it. So I've been having this on my little coffee table in my living room, and it just looks really cute. I think you guys would have saw it in the photo I showed you guys of the table mirror that I have on my coffee table, but it looks super cute. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys that I've been loving, that's like a physical thing. This is really funny. I feel like some people are gonna laugh at me and be like, really, Kyla? But if you sleep on those celebrity perfumes, what are you doing with yourself, okay? Like I love some of those celebrity perfumes, are the ones that people always make fun of people for wearing, like Love Spell from Victoria's Secret. The Taylor Swift ones that they had that were like the round balls. Like I love celebrity perfumes. I had a Justin Bieber one once. I think it was called Girlfriend, was it? I think it was, I can't remember. It was a Justin Bieber one though. But I love the celebrity perfumes. You can get them at Walmart and they're usually like 20 bucks. I got this one like I think a month ago. Look how much I've used of it already. This perfume smells so good. It's Electrify by Paris Hilton. Guys, you do not have to go buy those like 50, 60, 100, 150, 200 even more dollar perfumes, okay? You can be a basic ass bitch like me, go to your Walmart and get you a Paris Hilton perfume. This smells so good. Let me just tell you, and every time I put this on me and Mark comes home, he literally wants to eat me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let me let you know right now. It smells so good. And literally spraying this, I'm happy. I'm not even gonna try and describe it to you because I don't know how to, but it's good. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should. Don't let anybody judge you for wearing celebrity perfumes, okay? Don't let anybody judge you for that. If they're judging you, it's because they're jealous because you save money on a good perfume and smell better than they do. No, I'm kidding. Everybody can wear whatever perfume they want, okay? But those are just good. I had more things I wanted to show, which blows my mind because I've been talking for so long, but this video is gonna be long, it's fine. But I will stop showing you guys the physical things because I wanted to have a chat about the non-physical things at the end of this. Like I was gonna be talking to you guys about Stardew Valley, and I had like a huge amethyst I wanted to show you guys and all this stuff, but we're gonna put a pause on that. Maybe if you guys liked that, like me just showing you random shit that made me happy and telling you guys stories, let me know. Maybe I'll do this again, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more on the non-physical things side of how I have become happier lately, apart from what I've already talked about, which was transforming my content, which was something I really needed to do. And I'll tell you what too, changing your content, you learn a lot. You learn who likes you for you and who likes you for the content you were putting out. Like I feel like sometimes people like you more because you have more views on the internet. So changing my content and getting less views, like I've learned who's gonna stick around because they genuinely like me and like who doesn't. And I feel like that's actually made me a happier person. I feel like I needed to know that. I feel like the internet can be so nasty, like where people like judge how much they like you or the chance that they give you based on like the views that you get. And I was really wrapped up in that. And I remember for a long time, like I was super embarrassed, like if I didn't get good views, like the people were, girl, that's not how you get attention. She just went poop, and after she pooped, she gets a little crazy. So like, I feel like, you know, like I've lost so many subscribers just by doing what I love, and it's been fine because I needed that. I feel like I needed to see who'd stick around and who wouldn't, and it also helps me find like people that really like the content that I like and like the things that I like. And that's the coolest thing because like I feel like I'm becoming closer with you guys by doing the type of content that I love, which has been making me really happy. So anyways, like apart from that stuff, like yes, changing my content has been huge for me because my YouTube channel is such a big part of my life. So doing a lot of content that didn't make me happy and stressing myself out over it was making me really depressed. It wasn't good for my mental health, and I was struggling really bad with it for a very long time. So changing my content has been this huge weight lifted off my shoulders, not caring about views and attention and just doing what I want to do and realizing, wow, there's this whole world, there's this whole life outside of the internet. Who knew, right? That is so much more important than that crap. And like when you start losing subs and you start getting less views when you're used to getting more and you do all of that, like it really does humble you and it makes you realize what's important in life and what isn't. Because I'll tell you what, I got less views, but I've been happier. So that tells you it doesn't matter. And I've beaten that into the ground. I've talked to you guys about that so much, but I did want to mention that is another thing that has been huge for my mental health. Obviously, moving out of that house and living in a place that I love and that I'm proud of and excited. Well, not very many people come over, but when they do, I'm excited about it because like I don't feel embarrassed of where I live. That's been such a really great thing. But I wanted to talk to you guys about like how helpful it's been for me to change my perspective on things. And I think this is something that's so huge that works more than people think that it does. And disclaimer, I'm not saying that like your problems aren't real, or if you're going through something horrible that you can just do this and it'll make everything better. This is just something I'm talking about for me. Because anything that has been going on in my life lately that's been bad has been trivial, stupid, caused by other people, stuff that just doesn't matter. It hasn't been big things like when we lived in that house that flooded, which you can't ignore that. Like that made me so depressed, as you guys could tell on the internet. Like that was so bad. But this is just like with things like if you feel like other people are trying to disrupt your peace, this is something that's been really helping me. I realized that like I was giving a lot of my energy to things that one, I couldn't change or that didn't deserve my energy, time, or thought at all. Like it didn't didn't deserve it. It didn't change the situation if I focused on it or thought about it or let it bring me down. It was still the same, yet I was more miserable giving it my attention and focusing on it. So something that's been so helpful to me has been choosing what I'm gonna use my energy on, because we have a bar that has a certain amount of mental energy in it. If you spend your day dwelling on things that don't make you happy when there's all these other things you could be thinking about that do, your energy meter is going down. You will have wasted hours out of your day on thinking about things that don't serve you, don't make a difference if you think about it or not. It's still gonna be what it is. Like, I've been teaching myself, which sometimes things are gonna get to me, but I've been teaching myself, like, what is worth me thinking about it? Is there anything I can do to make this situation better? Is there anything I can do to change this in a better direction? What can I actively do to fix this? And if there's nothing that I can do, no actions I can take, then it's a trivial situation that I'm wasting my time thinking about. And I have learned that when I don't do that and I start thinking about, okay, this sucks, but what doesn't suck? I realize that I have so much more to be happy about, to be thankful for, to spend my time thinking about than stuff that doesn't matter. And I realized that in doing that, I've had this massive weight lifted off of me, and I found myself being happier. And you know, it doesn't work for everyone. Like, you can't always tell people like to focus on the positive, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times people don't even want to hear that because they don't want to focus on the positive. A lot of times people just want to be in what they're in and feel what they're feeling, which you need to do that a lot too. That's something that is very important in order to cope through certain situations, like I said, that are more serious. But like, for me, it's really helped me a lot, because there were some things, you know, going on this year that I would wake up and have anxiety over it. There's so many more things I could be spending my time thinking about and focusing on and appreciating that I have, other than what I don't have. Another thing that I think is so important too, if you guys have been a part of my channel, you know, if you're someone who like is always concerned with what other people think, which I have been that way a lot in my life. If you're concerned with what other people think, if people like you, if they don't like you, if you're just constantly surrounding yourself with concerns of what other people are thinking, like, you're wasting your time. Because I'll tell you what, there are so many people out there that, regardless of if you're a people pleaser or not, or if you're trying to be liked, regardless of that, will not like you anyway. And it doesn't matter how good you are, how lovable you are, it doesn't actually change anything, because a lot of times people are looking at you through their own lens. A lot of times people project. People have their own preconceived thoughts, feelings, and emotions over you. And maybe over things that you don't even realize. Like, maybe something that you said triggered a memory in them about something else with someone else, or something. Like, you just don't know. Everybody has their own walks of life. You could literally do nothing, and there will have been something in that nothing that someone doesn't like you for. You have to allow that to be what it is. Because life isn't about being liked. Life is about having authenticity, and it's about being true to yourself, and it's about having people in your life that genuinely love and care about you. It's not about wasting energy on things that don't serve you, that hurt you, or that make you anxious. You have to focus on the things that make you feel happy and good. You can't let your life be surrounded around being a people pleaser, being liked. It's just not gonna work. People project so much. People constantly project their own preconceived feelings and thoughts on situations, and they're not willing to see things how they are, or to see other people's hearts and minds. They're already gonna see them the way that they want to. And so I think that's another thing that's made me happier, is realizing that I'm not gonna be liked by everyone. And as long as I'm true to myself, and in my heart, I know I'm a good person, that I try to be the best that I can be, it doesn't matter if that's not good enough to someone else, or if someone else just doesn't like me, or, you know, like, if something doesn't go the way I thought it would. It doesn't matter at that point, because I am true to me. I'm true to myself. I'm working on being better. That's another thing too. You don't want people in your life that want to stay at a standstill. You are trying to evolve into a better version of you, and the ones that you're surrounding yourself with, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be a significant other, whatever it is, if that person doesn't want to grow, people who are scared to look at their flaws and to change, people are scared to say, I'm wrong in this, I could do better. If you become a person where you're not afraid to do that, like you're not scared to be like, I fucked up here, I could have done better here, or I could be a better me. When you are someone who is trying to be better and isn't scared to look at where you might be wrong and where you can grow, the people that don't want to change, that don't want to acknowledge their wrongs or where they could be better, like they're gonna hold you back. If you becoming a better person and you becoming a happier person and seeking out what makes you happy and feel fulfilled in your life, and being a better version of you causes you to lose people, then you don't need those people. You're gonna draw on people that are doing what you're doing. You're gonna draw on people that are trying to be better and that aren't afraid to grow. I think that's something that's so important, is you can't let others hold you back, and you can't let yourself hold you back, because you're responsible for it. Like if you allow other people and their projections to hold you back, that's on you too. If they didn't do it, you let them. Seek out the things that make you happy, the people that make you happy, the family members that make you happy. There is so much to be happy about. And yeah, life is going to suck sometimes. There's gonna be shit we can't control. Like I'm sure I'll be in a situation like where that happens. Like Mark and I recently had some disappointing news with his job. Like things aren't always going to be exactly what you want them to be. They're not always gonna go well. And sometimes you're gonna need to stay in bed and cry it out. And sometimes you're gonna have a day where you can't be positive all the time. You can't focus on the good all the time. But if you have a moment where you can, if you have a moment where you feel like you're just drowning in everything that's going on, try and look at the beauty in life. Try and look at the life in life. Because I feel like you hear a lot of like, life sucks, I hate people, like, ugh. You hear a lot of stuff like that. There is so much to be thankful for and happy for and excited about in all of our lives that we just have to seek out. Like, what are the things that give you butterflies? What are the things that, like all these items I showed you, what are the things that when you find them at a store that make you happy? Like, where are the places you like to go? What are the things that make you feel good? Is it going on walks? Is it fresh air? Is it taking a bubble bath? Is it talking to a specific person? Do that thing. Like, do that thing. Like, you will feel better for it. So changing my perspective on things has really helped, because there's always gonna be bad, but there's also always good. And I think the thing is that the good things are always so much quieter, so we don't pay attention to them as much. And I can definitely get wrapped up in negativity. I struggle with anxiety and, you know, depression. When depression hits, it's really hard to be positive and happy about anything. So I get that stuff, like fully, completely, like I get it. But these are just things that I feel like has been helping me be less anxious. So if you are ever in a situation where like what you're focusing on, the trivial things, because the things that aren't trivial we have to deal with to cope through, to get through. Like if you're experiencing a loss, or, you know, if you're having financial issues, we have to think about those to get through them. Those are life's challenges that they throw at us. But if it's something trivial, like if you saw a tweet that upset you, or if there's a headline that upset you, or if you're having a stupid argument with somebody in your family, or whatever, if you got mad at your boyfriend or girlfriend because they didn't do the dishes that day, realize what you're putting your energy into. Remember, you have an energy bar, and think about what you want to focus that time on. I'm telling you right now, like, it doesn't take long. At least it doesn't for me. Like, if I find myself like focusing on negativity with trivial shit, I realize I'm doing it, and then I start thinking about like the stuff that's great. It's literally, it doesn't even take that long before I'm like, I don't even want to think about this anymore. I'm having so much more fun with this. Do you know what I mean? I have been craving this good feeling that I've been having, that I'm just seeking out things that are giving me this in a healthy way. And I challenge you guys to do that too. If you are thinking about trivial shit that isn't that big of a deal, try and not do that and distract yourself with the things that make you your best version of you. And yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I feel like this is probably the most pointless video. It's just literally like, this is what makes me happy and let's talk about it. Reminder for you guys before I wrap this up, please subscribe to Kai Game. You already watched Resident Evil 8. If you already watched those videos that I did, you can play them. You can play them again in the background. You can mute it, let it play, help me get my watch hours up. I would appreciate it so much, you guys. I know not everyone likes games, so do not subscribe if you don't like games and if you won't watch the content over there. I feel like I have so many subscribers over here that don't watch my content, so I just wish they wouldn't be subscribed, if that makes sense, because I feel like I don't care about a subscriber count as much as I care about like the interaction and the people that watch my content and getting to know you guys. So don't feel like you need to subscribe if you're not gonna watch what's actually going on. But if you like games or if you wanna check it out and give it a chance, it's been really fun. I've laughed so much. I have screamed. I'm having a blast. I would love for you guys to join me on Kai Game. Like I said, it'll be linked down below. And if you guys would like to manifest some positive, happy vibes in your life, click like on this video. And I'm just kidding, because clicking like on this video is not gonna make you happy. You can't retweet, double tap, like, comment for happiness, okay? You have to seek it out. Perspective. Remember that. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below, and actually let me know, what have you been loving lately? It is something that makes you happy. It could be the dumbest thing. It could be Kool-Aid, okay? It could be like fruit punch Kool-Aid on ice with a metal straw. Makes me happy. I want to hear that. Let me know down below. Oh, and if you guys, I'm sorry, this is long-winded, the ending is long-winded, but if you're still here, Sims videos are coming. They're going to be next week. I know that a lot of you guys have been looking forward to them, and I'm trying so hard to play Resident Evil, the game that I've been really wanting to play, to edit the videos that I already have that I need to get up, to do this video because I really wanted to, and to also live my life. And so sometimes there might be a week where the videos don't go up that you really want to see, but just know that I'm not pulling them away from you. I'm not taking them from you. I have a lot going on. I'm juggling so much, and I'm not good at juggling a lot of things, and I'm doing my best. I'm trying so hard to be consistent and to do the content most and foremost that I really want to do. And this week, because Resident Evil 8 was going on, I just really didn't feel like filming The Sims. It feels like a lot, but it will be there next week. Don't worry, you guys, I promise it'll be there. And I hope that I will see you guys in my videos or on my videos. You're not gonna be in my videos, how would that happen? But I hope I'll see you guys next week for some more games. Subscribe to Kai Game. My foot's asleep. Ow. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you stayed this whole time, holy shit. All right, I'm leaving now, I promise. We're going, I'm going out the door. This is awkward. We're leaving, all right? I'm going bye-bye now. I can't leave because my foot fell asleep. I'm beating it up. Oh my God. Okay, bye guys.